Basically, this is just a planning sheet, and this is going to kind of encompass everything about your business at some point. The first stage is to go through a wave plan. I think I was talking to you about that briefly. And did I talk to you about this a little bit?
6 waves.
Yeah, perfect. So it could be 5, could be 4, could be 6, could be 8, just depending on the business.
Yep.
This would be something that you want to work out, like what's your big, hairy, audacious goal? And that's really, really important. It's really important that you go, all right, what's my, like what does super success look like? And everything else will just kind of naturally work back from there. Then and that's something you'll have to work on yourself, right? So you come up with my goal is to, sell or whatever the hell it is. And that's the big thing. And then you kind of plug that right at the back end of the wave plan. And then you just sort of reverse engineer that. Then you've got the business model canvas. And this is something that, did you get a chance to look at any of those videos that I sent you?
I've done one of these before.
Yeah, perfect. So you've done a business model canvas. So there's this particular one here, and then there's also the business model canvas. So
this one, I've done this one before.
You've done this one. Perfect. So both of them are correct. This is the one that you're probably going to use more because this will change all the time. But it's important just to fill these. Have you done one of these for this business?
Yeah. About a year ago now.
Mad, right? Bad Urzel, bad man. You need to do this. This needs to be on your wall and like with a texter, and you can just make changes to it every couple of days. Like you'll come out and go, you know what, maybe my unfair advantage isn't that, or I'm going to add this to the channels. You've done this one, that will make sense. And then part of that is going to be kind of develop our user personas. And this is something that I'll be doing with you anyway. This here is once we get, like I've done one of these where I've done, I think it was like 165 user personas. And this really, really helps with things like a whole bunch of stuff. First of all, it helps from a very top level of like Facebook ads. Because if I know that this bloke here is skewed 20 to 25 and he earns 40K or more, he's got an undergrad degree, he's got a little bit of business experience, I know already I can pretty much plug those things straight into the Facebook system and pull out some people to target.
Yep.
And then what we do is we go, okay, great. That's for this guy, Sam, for example. And then we build our marketing campaign is different for him versus Alison, the account executive. Now, once again, these are pre-filled in with a previous project that we've done. So I just wanted to leave them in there. And by the way, I've given you full access to this sheet. This is your sheet.
Yep.
And I will make changes as and when we need to, and you and I will kind of work through it. The weekly plan is something where and you might do this already, but it's like last week's challenges, what's working, what's not working, what are the lessons learned, very boring kind of stuff, but like really kind of informative.
Would I do this on a weekly basis or a monthly basis?
This you would do weekly. It only takes you 10 minutes. Like you literally go, last week, mate, have I even got your name right? What's going on?
No, it's meant to be an R.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Mate, genius. I don't know how to get the little dots going. So last week's highlights. Was like sign deal with Mark. Well, didn't even sign, whatever, right? Mark's last week's highlights were, there were no highlights. Last week was fucked. No. So I'll have my last week's highlights, and it's like, what were your challenges that you experienced last week? Now, I don't have to be in this. It's just good to have someone else in there so you can go, hey, what were your last week? This is what you have when you have a business partner. Like a business partner is someone that you can do this stuff with. But if you're just doing it all by yourself, it's good to have someone like me that you can just talk to for 3 minutes every week and just go, hey, I mean, we're going to spend more time than that. But even once we've kind of done all our service and we've got it to where we are, you're going to have a board, you're going to have someone that you can talk to. It might even be your accountant, you know what I mean? Or a coach of some description. This is a good one. What's working, you know, what's working for me in my local guru business right now is the number of clients we're bringing on board. What's not working right now is we've just got a clog of systems. So I'm just kind of working overtime to recalibrate some of the systems that my new business partner has caused. But that's okay. And what's not working, and then it's like, great, lessons learned. Like, what did I learn last week? What did you learn last week? You know, what was the goals last week? Did we achieve them? No, you didn't. Great. Blah, blah, blah. Give yourself a couple of metrics. Now, this is based on a cybersecurity product where, you know, your metrics are not probably going to be leads or emails sent or surveys completed. Your metrics are going to be different, and this will change as well. Like in like 6 months, your metrics might be, you know, X amount of dollars in sales, or X amount of products shipped, or X amount of downloads, etc.
Would